Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, my name is Goliath and I am the artist, author and creator of the Goliath Tarot deck. I'm also medium, psychic, spiritual advisor, healer, artist, and all of those things. As you may or may not know. Welcome to my channel, thank you so much. I have the gin and tonic for this one because fuck, we are going to need it. If you are a Leo out there watching this video today, please, no death threats, no hate mail. I've opened up the comments below so you can, put in your say. I've now decided that, if you want to write something below, if I've missed anything about the signs, let me know. So far, we have covered the dark side of Aries and the dark side of the Sagittarius. And now we're moving on to the proud, loud, beautiful Leo. So without further ado, I think we should just do a little bit of housekeeping before we get into this one. Now, these videos are sign roasts, and they are nothing more than textbook examples to watch out for red flags with these motherfucking signs, okay? All signs have their beauties and all signs have their dark sides and their horrible, monstrous creations that exist within us all. I am not exempt from this by any means. So anything that I say in these videos, I have to really look at myself and go, oh shit, is this me? As I'm pretty sure some of you will be. And so if you see any red flags that I've brought up and you know a Sag or a Leo or a Gemini, whatever the sign is, red means run, red means stop. Red in nature, that's danger, okay? You're in danger, girl. So look out. And that's what these are kind of for. They're there for recognition. They're there to see what's wrong and, as a warning. Think of these as warning videos, okay? So Leos are the most powerful sign in the zodiac, and I say that with respect. I have taken notes on my phone for this one. I have my trusty phone, so I have written some notes because I wanted to get this video right. And I have a lot of friends that I'm very fond of that are Leos. I have dated Leos. I have a beautiful friend in France, Angel. Hello, my little cuddly Leo. It's your turn. I hope you've got a gin and tonic ready for this one. But I promise I won't be too hard. I promise I won't go too far. We all operate from different sides. We operate from a side of consciousness, which is connected to other people, or we operate from a side that doesn't really take in consideration of other people, and it just operates from a place of control and power. It doesn't really operate from that higher self, and that's what this is about. And Leo is a shocker for this, okay? These guys are the biggest offenders of all of the zodiac when it comes to putting themselves first. That's what they are. I mean, you can't, basic 101, astrology is that we know Leo is so fucking narcissistic. It is unbelievable, okay? And that's scary because I think narcissism or narcissistic is a disorder. Being narcissism is kind of a disorder. I think it's become more normalized over the past 10, 20, 30 years in society because I happen to think that people are quite narcissistic in general. So this is for dark-sided people that manifest those traits. But I will go out on a limb and say, I think most people are quite low in consciousness anyway. So maybe this is for most people, but oh well. But yes, I do get along with the Leos. They are quite wonderful. And, it's if the energy is harnessed in the right way, these guys can really achieve great things. And without looking at our shadow, we can't really do anything. This is shadow work, guys. This is actually what shadow work fucking is. And that's why I think that, the concept of shadow work is that we just don't know what we just don't know. So if you don't know and you're not aware that you are manifesting these traits that are very dark-sided, very basic in psychological development, that's shadow. And you need to take a self-assessment and you need to look at those behaviors and understand why you're doing that. Why do I behave like that? So these videos can't hurt you if they're not true. If they are true and you get triggered, well, then that means you have shadow work to do. That's why I made a shadow tarot card deck, for Christ's sake. And that's why I also believe when it comes to shadow work, you need someone that you can trust, that you feel safe enough with, where you can sit down and they'll say, look, I think these are the things that you need to work on. And if you have an open mind and heart, you'll be able to, oh, okay, right. Okay, yeah, cool. I'll take that into account. Okay, thank you for letting me know. If it only comes from a place of love. If it doesn't come from a place of love, don't ask them, and don't ever try to attempt shadow work with someone else that you don't trust, because it's not going to work. They're just going to manipulate you, okay? They're going to try and put you down and fuck you up. It's got to come from a place of love. This is how we work on relationships. We sit down, we talk. Hey, I've noticed you behave like this. This is how it made me feel. The other person, okay, I understand. That's how we actually grow and evolve in relationships as well. Now, I'm a big believer in the profit motive. Now, the profit motive is really about people kind of, look, for the most part, I feel with people, what you see is what you get. And when I'm able to identify basic, predictable human behavior through psychology, which I do because I was going to be a psychologist, I've studied it, I love psychology. I don't agree with a lot of it, but I understand a lot of it, is that people don't change unless they have a gain or a motivation to do so. Okay, so it's like that, the dog bell ring, you know, when the dog comes and the bell comes when it rings for the food. We have to have a motivation that brings us to a point of wanting to recognize the darkness in us and change or work on that behavior, particularly if it hurts other people or is like strong arming someone else. So that's, that's what it is. So there are all different sides of evil, and I think evil is everywhere. I think we just don't like to admit it. We don't like to pretend. We just like to think that it doesn't exist, but evil can manifest in many different ways. And generally speaking, when it comes down to the Leo energy, it could be like the sweet, caring high school garden teacher, the gardener, the cute one, the sweet one. They can be evil as hell. And a lot of evil hides out in innocence, and it hides out in places that, protects itself from being discovered. We're talking school teachers and priests and stuff like that. Yes, we are. A lot of them are Leos. They have a very, theatrical thing where everyone's watching them and listening to them, and they feel, seen. And that can be a place for evil Leos to hang out. Moving on into the Leo video. So yes, with Leos, let's get into it. I feel like they really are coming from a place of, you're either for me and you're with me, or you're against me and you are my enemy. And there's no space in between. That is a very dark-sided projection that Leo has, that they see the world through. And if they are acting from a very low functioning place with how they see the world and how they see you, then, you're kind of going to be their punching bag for life. And that's really, really unfair. So Leo energy really comes from a place that is, the dark side of Leo energy comes from a place that is very narcissistic. It comes from a place that is very egotistical. The Leo male or female can be very arrogant when they want to be. And this can sometimes be their natural default position. They rule through being feared. They rule through domination and control. They love that. They've got to be in control. Leos are the sign that are most fearful when it comes to aging. So I think of Queen Ravenna, or I think of the evil vain queen from Snow White, the Disney film, where she kind of, makes the potion and turns herself into a witch and goes to kill Snow White. Or she'll get someone else to do her dirty work. She'll hire the huntsman to go cut out her heart and whatever that kind of, and she'll eat. This is like sucking the youth out of someone. Like, that is a very Leo thing. They hate aging. And so it's like sucking the energy of a younger being into their energy is something that would be very dark, occult associated with, that would be totally Leo. And I kind of can't help but think when I think of Leo, have a sip of the drink when I say this, as that scene in Snow White where, and actually it's funny that I'm even saying this because Charlize Theron, who plays evil Queen Ravenna in the Snow White and the Huntsman series, she is a Leo. So she's like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And it's like, you are the fairest in the land, but there is one who is destined to surpass you. Consume her heart, and you shall live forever. And she's like, find me someone who doesn't fear the dark forest to hunt her down. That is Leo. That is the dark side of a Leo. Anything that rises up that could be a threat to her youthfulness, her reign of power, her reign of terror. These guys are the royalty of the zodiac. That is Leo personified, looking in the mirror and making sure that they look the best. They have to be the most respected, and they like being feared. They have a tendency to look down on people. Like in society, no matter what their stature is in life, they could be the janitor and they'll be pushing someone around. They could be a homeless bum on the street in a not under a fucking cardboard bag. Like, they will still push someone else around. That's the dark side of a Leo. They have to be in a place of position that is of higher value than you. And these guys are very concerned, and they place very high value on their physical appearance. So they have to be the best. They are the most insecure sign of the zodiac. Leo, no one can come close to a really dark-sided, low-functioning Leo. Their appearance is basically how they see the world. And they are obsessed with looking in the mirror. They have to dress to impress, and they have to deliver this performative thing all the time for constant attention. And it can be a massive pain in the ass to deal with, to be honest. The dark side of a Leo is very territorial, and they're very jealous in relationships, and they can just be jealous in general. If they see someone else stealing their shine, they'll sabotage, they'll go after them, they'll hurt them. They are control freaks to the nth degree, and they are bossy. And I want to repeat that, bossy as hell. The female Leo is like the darkest of the bossiness you can get. She will boss everyone around her. She'll boss her kids, to her husband, to her boyfriend. Fuck, she'll even boss her own fucking boss around. She's very hard to have as an employee. She wants to be the boss. She needs to be in control. She needs to be telling someone else what to do. That is how she maintains her power and her control. So even her, like, if you're bossing or managing a Leo employee, you're going to have a hard time dealing with them, because they have got their eye on your job. They will go after your role. They'll undermine you. They'll do whatever they can to go into the breakout room and have little bitch sessions with other employees about you and gossip behind you. Anything they can to tear you down, bring you down, wear you down. A Leo will totally do that. They'll go over your work, and then they'll find faults, and they'll pull it apart. That's what they like to do. Anything to knock you off and gaslight you, knock you off your pedestal so they can be on the pedestal. So if you're dealing with like any type of role where you've got a degree of supervision or micromanaging, the Leo will absolutely hate that, because naturally they are leaders and they do not want to have any authoritative agent over their persona, because they want to be that. They are totalitarians, and they are imperialists as well. So they enforce imperial conditioning over other people, as how they see the world is how you have to see the world. And if you don't see it from their angle, they will punish you. If you have a better idea that isn't from their angle and they can't take credit for it, they will hurt you. They will get you out of the way by whatever means necessary, just like the Aries. I've got to come first. In fact, Aries and Leo can clash very badly in a workplace. I've seen it myself. And everything that I say in these videos is coming from a place of my own measurement or understanding, because I'm a Scorpio. I'm always seeing the world, understanding it, assessing it. I'm very, what's the word? Not voyeuristic, but I'm very able to see everything as on a deeper level. That's why I'm getting this insight in doing these videos. But yes, the dark side of a Leo is bossy. So if you take nothing out of this video, take that away. Now, the dark side of a Leo can be very vulgar and very, they have a tendency to be very, pretending to be agreeable and inviting, but it's just a trick. A lot of the times they really can be quite loud. They swear and curse like a sailor. That's quite normal. The dark side of a Leo is terrible with money. They've always got bad credit, and they can fall victim, much like the Aries, to any type of bankruptcy. A lot of them declare bankruptcy, or they hit rock bottom quite often. That's very common. You guys got to put them on a budget. If you're in a relationship with them, you got to watch their bank balance, because the money comes in and it goes straight back out the door again. This sign wants and believes that it deserves the best. It deserves the finer things in life. An Aries woman is the queen. She is on her throne, and she believes that everything around her is just a mere bubble to her collection. Thinking of the perfect case study for a a Leo woman. Sorry, I'm not sure if I said Aries before. I'm talking about Leo. A perfect case study for the Leo woman would be Glory from Buffy. If you guys know the Buffyverse and you know that character of Glorificus, even her character, even the name Glory is a name of power. Glory. That's what she is. They love red. Leos love the color red. Glory always wear red. And she has superhuman strength. She is a god. She could smash her fist through concrete. She's super strong. Nothing can really stand in her way. Not even a speeding truck. Like, she could pick up giant objects and throw them like they're nothing. And her power comes from within herself. She is the sun. And that's very much how her character interacts with other characters in the show. She has minions. So Leos have followers. They don't want friends. They want followers. They have people around them that go get them stuff. This is a kid at school that would be like, go get to the canteen and get me something to eat for lunch. Hurry, peasant. They're like that. They're bossing someone around, telling them what to do. Very Leo. And they're very confident. Leos can be very confident, but a lot of the time it's just fake. Underneath that Leo mane, their golden mane of hair, the Leo is more like a little fucking pussy cat or an alley cat, like a horny little alley cat. They're not a hunter. In fact, in nature, it's actually the female lions, the lionesses, that do all the real heavy lifting. They're the ones that do the hunting, and they're the ones that do the work. And it's the male lions that really sit back and do fuck all, really. They just mate and get territorial. And like the lions, the Leos, if they feel challenged by a younger cub, will see that as a threat that could rise up to them, so they'll eat or kill that cub, because that cub in another pride of lions could be one day a threat to them. That's that Leo mentality. Back again, can't say it enough. It's what they do. They see anything that could be a potential threat to them and destroy it so it doesn't come back to haunt them. Leos are big on that. They can be very jealous of their kids as well, but I'll get onto that as well with the parroting thing. They love jewelry, so it's got to be like diamonds and rubies. I'm crazy about Bentleys. Like, you know that song Sound of Music? My favorite things, Gucci dresses and drop top. Like, I think Big Bravats did it. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it, but they did a song where they went over my favorite things, my finer things, the best things. They've got to have the best. And that's what they're like. They have to have the best. They will go to a restaurant and always be a pain in the ass to the waiter, making like really rude demands or just talking down to someone that could be lower than them that's in a service to them. Like I said with the Aries has a sadomasochistic tune to their life. So does the Leo. They have to be telling someone off, or they have to be talking down to someone on a lower level than them. So they'll make up demands in their order for their food, like take this out, I don't like that, I want this. They've got to modify everything. The Leo likes to modify everything around them, but they hate being modified themselves. They will not modify who they are. They are the sun in their eyes, and they only see the world outside. Like, the sun can't see anything outside of its own self, because it is the light that brings life to everything. Without the sun, we'd have nothing. And that is just exactly how a Leo sees themselves. As far as a Leo is concerned, you are just so lucky, and you should be so thankful that you are allowed, that they give you permission to even exist or even be near them. That is how a Leo generally acts from that point of view. They tend to not like being alone. A lot of them have to be with people around them. A very strong sign of a light-sided Leo is that they are able to be alone for long periods of time. A very dark-sided, lower-functioning Leo cannot be left alone. They have to have constant extraneous variables and interactions around them that are interfacing with them, because they can't actually be left alone, because their source of power comes from an external place. It comes from validation of other people. But a lower-functioning Leo must be the center of attention, and that must be 24/7. This is how they are. They have to have partners that are weaker than them. I don't see Leo partners or Leo people going for partners that are weaker than them. They like people that are stronger than them. They like people that have more social capital than them. Leos are very big on social climbing, particularly if they're a celebrity Leo. And that goes without saying. And I think it's regardless of whatever sign we're talking about here. Celebrities only date and want to marry and fuck other celebrities. You don't hear about Cameron Diaz wanting to have sex or date the plumber or Joe the builder. That's not going to happen. You have to be in the field that they're in. You have to be a director. You've got to work generally in the field or the scope that they see as value to them. You have to bring something to the table, and you have to come to them. Leos don't chase. You have to chase them. As far as a Leo is concerned, they're the beautiful gemstone, and you are just the thing that has to, chase it. And you should be so lucky to be chasing them. And as far as a Leo is concerned, in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship with them, you will never do better than them. And if it does come to an end, and you do end a relationship with a Leo, as far as they're concerned, you will wither and die like a flower. They are like the sun, and you are just like, without their rays, you can't exist. It's like a very common line that I will say. This is going to sound funny. A very common line that I've heard Leos say before is, "I made you." Like a Leo will think like that. Like, that's how they think. They'll be like, "I made you and I can unmake you." That is total Leo line right there. Think of like Regina George from Mean Girls. They will find this little delicate flower, and then they'll give it a makeover. Think of like the movie Clueless, or think of the movie Jawbreaker, where they take Vern and make her into Violet. Without all my equipment, I can't change you and make you the way that I need you to be, that you'll truly reach your full potential because of me. That is a Leo. That's how they look at people. Okay, they look at people like projects. This is psychopathic. It is psychotic. That's a psychotic Leo's way of thinking. And God help you if you do turn against a Leo, because they can become horrible, horrible enemies. Leos like to sharpen their claws, just like the lion. Look at these claws. They're fucking sharpening them. They're like their sharps. Their little fingernails have to be sharp. They'll cut you. They want to scratch your back while you're fucking them. I used to be with a female Leo many years ago. And I will say the sex was very adventurous, but it was very theatrical. She was very over the top. It was very performative. And most of the time I didn't even know whether I was satisfying her or not, because it was like, is she real? Is she faking it? I don't know. That's how female Leos are in bed. It's like porn star stuff. That's how they are. So yeah, they you don't know whether they're actually having an orgasm or not, because they're just so they're like into it, like they get really into it, and you just don't know what's going on. Now, dating a Leo, you have to take them to the best place. A dark-sided Leo will see that the amount of money that you're spending on them on a date or in the relationship will determine the depth of your love for them and devotion to them. So if you take them to McDonald's or some kind of like street corner stall, that is absolutely red flag. You'll never hear from them again. You have to take them and wine them and dine them. They want to be courted. They want to be seduced. They want to lure. They want romance. Leo loves being in love. These guys love love, and they flower and shine the best when they're in love. Leos are beautiful when they're in love. When a Leo is depressed and not in love, they see the world as they hate the world. They can get very bitter and hateful about the world. Leos love love. So you have to love a Leo deeply, and I mean fucking deeply. You've got to understand a Leo. The best thing you can do with a Leo, because they do have that intelligence, this is an intelligent sign. Leo is not stupid. These guys, they have to feel seen. They have to feel understood. And if you can do that with a Leo, say like, that's why I, as a Scorpio, get along with Leos, because when I'm fully in love with someone, or I take them in as a part of me, I adore them. I worship them. That's what they want. They want worship. That's what they want. They want worship. Ultimately, they want you to gift yourself to them. Think of Bilquis from the TV series American Gods, when, that's the way that her as a god, that's the way that she accepted her offering, was to push them inside of her vagina, up inside of herself. Gift me your body. That's very Leo right there. Now, Leos can become very abusive when their authority is challenged. So you've got to respect them, and you've got to show them that you're backing them up on their side. They like to feel that way. They need to be treated as a king, and they usually like to have big, long tables, lots of decadence. Think like over the top. Think of like drama. Think of like Moulin Rouge. A lot of them like pin-up girls. They like very tight pinched waists with big, busts out. They love like boas and feathers and just drama. It's like the energy of the Leo is the projection of expression. So these guys have to express themselves from a deep place, and they need to be seen. That's their soul's medicine. So they'll have a chair in their house, which could be a big armchair, and that's their fucking throne. And you better kneel and bend the knee when you approach that throne. That's how they see it. These guys would be like suited to like Roman times. And if a Leo could worship a deity other than themselves, they would see themselves as like Hera or Zeus. They want to be the king of Olympus or the queen of Olympus. These guys are always obsessed with the royal family as well. I'll get onto that later maybe. And they would probably, if it was a female Leo, she probably would go more towards either Artemis, because she's very action-based as a goddess, or they would probably lean towards Athena. They would really go towards Athena because of her wisdom and beauty and strength. They love wisdom, beauty, and strength. They see that as a beautiful attribute that a female Leo would like to take in and integrate as part of them. And I really like, I'd probably worship Athena if I was, if it was back in those days, I'd be like Team Athena. And Athena, with her relationship with Medusa, was like punishing her for being more beautiful than she. So it kind of has that undertone of like, don't undermine my beauty or I'll punish you kind of thing. That narcissistic psychology where it's like, you're already at the temple worshipping me, but you didn't fully follow me, so I'll punish you and I get to have revenge on you at the same time. That's kind of a Leo thing as well. Okay, so another sip of the drink. I hope that you're finding this video good. So yeah, you're always gonna have to agree with them. They love to be agreed with. They are needing you to agree. They don't like really being the brunt of a joke. They don't like to take on a joke, especially if the joke's on them. They tend to not really enjoy that. That makes them feel like disregarded and shamed. Now, you cannot shame a Leo. To shame a Leo is to destroy the very fabric of their soul. And I'm saying shaming them in public could destroy them. They cannot handle being embarrassed. That would just be unforgivable. Criminal. They couldn't even handle that. So these guys' dress code is on point. Their hair is on point. Everything has to be on point. Their hair is the center of the Leo's mane. It is their world. Their hair always is changing color, dyeing it, cutting it, getting haircuts even when they don't really need a haircut, making a change. These guys could go through 30, 40 different hairstyles in a year. A lot of Leos are hairdressers. They work in beauty and hair. They'll work in a gym where they're always looking at themselves in the mirror. They've got an excuse to now, lifting weights. If they're a male Leo, they'll probably get on the steroids so they can pump up their muscles and look in the mirror. They love that. They love changing their hair color and experimenting with different looks, especially around like beauty and playing characters. Sometimes the dark side of a Leo is that they will take on a character or a persona of someone else, and then they'll actually forget who they are. It's like the Gemini does that a lot. The Gemini can watch a movie and then they'll just think that they're the person in the movie. Like that's what Leos do as well. So, so sometimes it's like, who the fuck are you today? Which one are you? That can happen a lot. Now, also Leos tend to be very naive at times, so they can fall for false flattery. Leo rules the heart, and the heart is the center of the body's like organs, which makes everything function. Much like the sun is the center of the astrological world out there. So all the other 7 planets really evolve around the sun. That's how Leo is. So they're the heart. Now the heart can be a fool. The heart can fall for false flattery, and the heart doesn't really have doesn't think things through on an intellectual level. So these guys can fall in love with someone and everyone else can see, but the Leo, that this person is not a good investment or not a good person to be around, but the Leo sometimes just can't see it. That can happen a lot. Also, if you give Leo false praise, they will puff up like a big blower fish. Even if their work is crap and you tell them that it's good, they'll think that they're wonderful. They have to have constant adulation, constant reassurance. In a relationship, Leos need that constant reassurance. So the more entangled and more integrated you get with the Leo, the more that they see that you're going to be or sticking around for them. Oh, back to the dating thing, by the way. Leos like you to take them on dates, but a dark-sided Leo man will probably just like put microwave fish fingers and just microwave them in the eat in at his house for the date rather than take you out, because that's like, they can be cheap like that. If they don't see value in you, they are not spending their money. This is a sign that's very orientated around its monetary gain. They associate monetary gain in relationship dynamic as like they're very materialistic. So lots of gifts, like they love to shower with gifts. And Leo, on a light side, really loves to shower other friends with gifts as well. So they're very Leo can be very, very charitable as well. So I will say that. Now, the dark side of a Leo male is they are big time cheaters. I find the Leo males tend to cheat and be more promiscuous, like an alley cat, more than the dark side of a female. But sex is a big thing for them. So if they feel bored, a Leo male will channel his energy into sex. They love to start up drama and fights over absolute petty bullshit. They can be very petty because it just gives them attention, like the Aries does. They'll start up an argument over something just ridiculous, just to gain your attention, just so they can domineer and assert themselves over you and strong arm you. So they have to have that respect at all times. The dark-sided Leo is a copycat. They copy everything you do. So think of the movie Single White Female. They will copy you. So your style, even things that you've said, they'll copy. They copy everything. I even had this beautiful moth tattoo I have here on my arm, and I had this done many years ago. I'm not sure if you can see. I'll bring it closer to the camera. I had this tattoo done many years ago, and I had a Leo friend that I was living with at the time, and without my permission, by the way, this is my own artwork. I do all my own artwork for my own tattoos. Is that she actually went and had a photo taken of my tattoo, and then she took my tattoo design to a tattoo artist and just got the same tattoo as me. And when she showed me that, I was just like stunned at how unbelievably copycat that was, and really sad. This is sad behavior, because in her mind, it was her way of saying, hey, look, we've got the same tattoo, it's bringing us closer. But to me, it was something that was so personal that she took and then tried to project her own self onto something that was mine. So in their eyes, it's sharing an idea that brings us closer. But sometimes in your eyes, it could be like, that's really creepy. That's actually a little bit weird. And I feel quite uncomfortable with that. And I did. And that's how, but if you tell them the truth that you feel uncomfortable, they'll get even more hurt, because the truth can be very hurtful to those that hate the truth, like this video could, I guess. So yeah, I'd like love a song. I'd hear a song on the radio and I'd say, this is my favorite song. And then all of a sudden she'd love that song. It's a lot like that. They are very much like that. That's a very dark side of a Leo. And the dark-sided male Leo can be very cruel. They could put like a mouse in a cage and watch it like, try and get out. They love that, yet again, they love that element of control. And they'll have jokes on other people, just as long as that perceived joke isn't against them or on them. They take themselves way too seriously. So you just lighten up and chill out a little bit. But yeah, they want the best. It's got to be, everyone's inferior to them. They look at the world through these like very condescending eyes. That's just a general dark-sided Leo trait right there. That's just how they are. If you're around people, like this, you run. That self-absorbed interest in myself is always a Leo thing. I'm just going to finish my drink a little bit. I hope that you're enjoying this one. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Leos also like to lie by exaggeration. So they will, say that they did something that they didn't do. They like to make up stories or embellish stories to make it sound better than what it is. They're very big on that, to make themselves appear bigger than what they really are. A lot of them that are emotionally unavailable are very uncomfortable with their own emotions. So a lot of them act like kids, little boys, they run away. This is a type of kid that may be interested in a girl at school, but he'll be mean to her because he doesn't really understand his own emotions. I even knew a Leo friend that was very childish and very babyish, that was always like, kind of like eating kids' food or kids' snacks. Like that's very Leo as well. And always having a tantrum if they don't win the game. If they don't win the handball game, no matter what it is, they'll get upset. A female Leo is the older female Leo is a quintessential cougar chick. So she kind of goes like, they're cradle robbers. They go for really young guys that are hotter than them, or a guy that they could never get out of. They have a very distorted sense of reality of where their station is in life and where other people are. So say for Leo's like a 2, they'll be going for like a supermodel, like a 10. Like they are completely distorted in reality. Also about their own house as well. Generally, Leo houses are cluttery as hell. They're full of shit, and I mean shit. I had a housemate years ago who was a Leo, and his room was just an absolute pigsty. They're very lazy. It's like expected that someone else would clean up after them. Leo women really like fur, animal fur, which is a dark side of a Leo woman. Like it's got to be like they like animal prints, anything animalistic that's bestial. It kind of emphasizes their own bestial side, which is like zebra prints, cheetah prints, tiger prints. Like they love prints. Think like that. Think Scary Spice from the Spice Girls. That's she's got that big Leo hair. They love their hair to be big. They've got to be like the Beyonce in the group. Leos love their hair. Their hair is everything. Now, when a male Leo loses his hair or starts to lose his hair, it starts to shame him in society. So he will do everything he can to try and keep the hair. He will go to Ashley and Martin. He will try the pills and potions, whatever he can. Even like that hair follicle replacement treatment. They'll do anything they can to keep that hair. That hair is a symbol of their strength. They're like Samson and Delilah in that way. So when they start to lose their hair, they start to lose a part of their identity. And because Leo is very fixed on its identity, when the identity starts to change, they start to break down their confidence. That's what happens when a Leo starts to age. They're so fearful of aging. So yeah, Madonna plays the character, or the case study of a Leo, dark-sided Leo, very well. Always like sleeping with her dancers, sleeping with her backup dancers, pushing them around, telling them what to do. Very much like that. Ultra competitive with her own team, her own dancers, demoralizing. They've got to always have assistants. They've got to have someone that's always doing work for them on the side, so they can kind of come through at the end and take the ideas and credit of that as well, especially when they feel threatened. Leos hate feeling threatened by other people. They've got to be the most confident in the room. These guys always come to the party late, although they hate other people being late for them, because that's them seeing the other person, seeing that they're more important than them by their not valuing the Leo's time. But the Leo hates it when they hate it when other people are late for them, but Leo will always be famously late. They show up at the party late. They've got to be the best dressed. It's the clothes have to be absolutely ridiculous, like over the top. It cannot be over the top enough. That's how a Leo is when it comes to their dress code. The dark side of a Leo man, particularly if it's a gay Leo man, it wouldn't surprise me if these guys made a dildo cast of their own cock and they fucked themselves on their own dildo. That would be completely normal. A Leo man would fuck themselves to death if they could. Leos live in a big palace, like they want to live in a big house. It's got to be the bigger the better. The bigger the better. That's how Leos operate. It's got to be like over the top mansion with like lion's head with water coming out of its mouth in the swimming pool. Think grandeur, think marble, think sweeping staircase, think of like the Addams Family house. Like they want a house like that if they're a witchy Leo. They love that. Now they love bodyguards. They like the idea of being protected and having like, the red carpet rolls out for them. Like they'll walk into school like as if it's like a fucking runway show. They'll walk down the corridor of school like they are working the catwalk in Mulan. Like that is how they see themselves. They are the models and you are just the photographer and the paparazzi. Leos love paparazzi. They love that attention. Yet again, can't say it enough. They even pretend that they're friends of their bodyguards and have to step in front of them to, guard them because they're just so well liked and famous and everyone wants them. Now, female Leos can be very intimidating to men. So only strong men can handle a female Leo. And a Leo will only settle for the best. Leo only wants the best and they only want the best. Now, Leo women will wear suits. They love wearing power suits as women. They love that. They're looking for a power couple. Leos are not looking for fuckboys. Leos are looking for life partners. They want someone that they can build a life with. They're not interested in playing with little toys. They'll fuck you around until they've had enough of you, then they'll just get rid of you when they're bored. Just like Madonna does. going for those younger ones yet again, like those Hispanic or Latino men. They just love that. And they also like the fact that because they're older and wiser and have more money and more power, that they're able to control younger people easier. So they have that dynamic there as well, especially with the older Leo male always trying to go for that young girl that they can control. Very similar to 90 Day Fiance shit, which is really sick. They'll exploit a third world country just to get a girl from there. That's what they're like. They don't care about that. Now, their favorite color usually is red or purple. Purple is royalty. I did touch on the hair. They like to wear wigs. A lot of Leo women love wearing wigs or have hair extensions. If that hair isn't looking right, they aren't going outside. They're always on the Insta. They're always getting photos, posting photos. They'll Photoshop the hell out of the picture. They'll do whatever they can to make themselves appear better, to have what they want and get those likes up. That's how they live. They live off the likes. And then they'll shame other people and say, oh, look how photoshopped that picture is on their profile, when they themselves are also photoshopping the hell out of their picture. That is a Leo thing. Now, I've also noticed with Leos, I have gone into a Leo's house and seen them have, this is one thing that is so fucking disturbing and really creepy, but they will actually get someone to paint a portrait of themselves. And it's just I can't, it's so fucking tragic. They'll have like, and it will be in a royalty kind of way. Like, so coming into a Leo's house, they'll have like a picture of like them with their dog painted with a gold frame or some shit like that. Like something you'd see in a castle, like, you know, something, it's so narcissistic. It's just like a portrait of yourself in your own house is just sick, to be quite honest. I mean, that's what I said. Their head is stuck so far up their own ass, they have lost themselves. A lot of Leos have lost themselves. They don't know who they are. Now, a Leo woman in a relationship will push a man to the edge of breaking point. She will break him down and rebuild him the way she wants him. Yet again, it's that whole project thing. You're just a project to me. You're a toy to me. I have to work with you. You know, think of that character, Mandy Moore's character, that really preachy one from the movie Saved. That is a Leo there. Oh yes, that's how they are. And love getting their nails done. Now, a Leo will fuss over really minuscule things and avoid big problems. That's a dark-sided female Leo side. So what I will say, this is the truth. A Leo could get overtly overweight, and I mean like morbidly obese. They're at a high risk of heart disease, high risk of a heart attack, type 2 diabetes, all that kind of stuff. They need to work on their physical health, but a Leo will have someone running around after them. These are like the dark side of a Leo would be someone that you'd see on that show on TLC, that My 600-Pound Life, where they're sitting back and someone else is feeding them food and they're just laying in bed all day. That is a dark-sided Leo right there. And so with the minuscule thing, she'll go get her nails done because they've got to have pretty nails to make her feel good because someone's fussing over her and getting her nails done, when clearly she needs to go to the gym or she needs to work on her health, or she's actually going to physically die. Leos are so distorted in reality, and that's one dark side there as well. They're very delusional on reality of where they are in conjunction to where the world is. They see them, as like I said, they've always see themselves in a higher position than what they are. So they'll go get their nails done when clearly they're flat broke and they've got more important things to be spending money on, but they've got time for hair and beauty and makeup. So that's how they are. Now, I have come across a couple of really dark-sided Leo men in my life, and these guys are like the CEOs, CTOs. They've got to be the boss, have an assistant to boss around. They have a very dark... and it's kind of a sexy energy, I will say, for the men. They have this energy about them that I could only really describe. The only time I feel that energy is around a dark Scorpio male who's very powerful. And that would be like Darth Vader from like Star Wars. They have a very dark energy about them that is very powerful. Like when they walk into the room, it's like, dun, 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 the music comes on. And it's like, oh shit. Now, Leos love kissing. They are big on oral, so you better be a great kisser. Leos need to have white, perfect, straight teeth at all times. So if their teeth are all fucked up, they're very conscious about that. So they'll get that Invisalign, they'll get the teeth whitening, they'll get the Colgate Optic White, whatever it is that they need to do to get those teeth perfect and straight. So you better be a good kisser. And they will probably practice kissing on a mirror. They probably kiss the mirror. Like, so they'd probably kiss like that. It's like narcissists, like, he fell into the water because he was trying to like love himself and kiss himself and he drowned, that type of thing. So that's kind of how they are. They've got an air about them when they just walk into the room. They just own the room. Like, they'll walk into your house and tell you what to do in your own fucking home. That is the gall that a Leo has, the cheek that a Leo has. And to them, that's completely normal. You invited me in and now I'm here and you're just lucky to have me here. I don't have to take my shoes off. I just do whatever I want. Now put the kettle on, telling you what to do, or even walking to your fridge and opening the fridge door in your house without even asking. That's completely a normalized, that's quite Leo as well. But yes, it's always got to be extravagant. And I'll tell you a quick story. I actually had a Leo friend that I used to have over. We weren't overly close. He was a nice guy, but we didn't really I could see straight through him. Like, I'm a Scorpio. I can see through most things, right? So he came in and he had a birthday party that was coming up. And of course, the Leo's parties have to be like amazing. If a Leo has a party, it has to be a very formal and regal affair. It has to be something that is just like lots of people watching them. And so he had this party that he'd organized, and he was so just telling me about how wonderful it was. And then he was saying in the same sentence how close we were as friends, and that I wasn't invited to his party. So he was basically trying to put me down and say like how wonderful he is, and telling me about something that he was having without actually even inviting me. And I just kind of went with it. I didn't stop him. I just heard his story and about how it's, his dad's paying for the party and it's going to be at this warehouse, and his costume was going to be, he's going to be draped in white pearls, and he was going to be an angel. And his biggest concern that he had was that he was scared that his friends were going to upstage him at his own party with their costumes. So he had to know what they were coming as to his own party, in case they wore a costume that could upstage his costume, and then he wouldn't be the best dress in the room. If a Leo, this is fucked up. If a Leo walks into a room and sees someone else is better dressed than them, oh my God, you'll never hear the end of it. And it was really quite undermining to actually have someone try and put me down in a way where, I'm having this wonderful thing and, but you're not invited because you're not special enough. Leos love to demoralize other people. The dark side of a Leo won't invite you, and then they'll tell you about a party that you were never invited to. That is totally a Leo, or a dark-sided Leo. That's how they are. And to him, that was completely normal. But to me, that was just absolutely appalling behavior. And another one as well, another Leo that I once knew, who I'm no longer speaking with as well, because a lot of Leos that I don't work, the dark-sided Leos, I just fuck them off. I'm not interested. Is that because they just lack that self-awareness? Like, to them, they don't understand how this is just egotistical and wrong. But to us, it's like, can't you see how ridiculous this is and how nasty this is, or even demoralizing? He took me out to dinner. As a friend, we went to dinner, and then we went to go see a musical. By the way, they love musicals, they love cabarets, they love performing. Like I said, they love that Moulin Rouge stuff. I've got a Leo girlfriend that I know of that's she's like Evie Darling, or some kind of character that they make up, where they, like, even a drag queen like this. I'll back off that story for a second. So Leos love drag because obviously it's theatrical, it's drama, it's character, it's acting, it's creating a thing, they're getting attention. Now, if a person, not just in general, like more Leo, but if a person can't get the attention that they really want through being who they are, they create a persona that can enable them to get that need met and get that attention that they so desperately crave through proxy, through the back end, through the back door. So they'll create a character. So dressing up as like a drag queen, it's a man that dresses up as a woman, as a female impersonator. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but what they do, they get that attention through the projection and funneling into that character that they've created. And that can be very frustrating to be in a relationship with someone that is playing characters, because you don't know who the fuck they are. You don't know who, like, which part, like, who are you? Are you the character that you made up? Or, like, you don't know. And sometimes the character can shift over and it can overlap in their nature. That can happen with a Leo as well. So back to the story. I went on a, it wasn't a date, it was just a, dinner thing, but we went to see, I think it was King Kong, and it was like a stage show with, the big gorilla, and we had good seats. But the whole time during the show, he was telling me, how expensive these seats were, and that he paid for. I was just sitting there like, yeah, but I offered to pay you money for the seats. I offered to give you money, like, here's a couple of $100 here, like, here. But no, he didn't want my money. What he wanted was to assert himself over me in a way that was like of putting me in debt to him. That's how the dark-sided Leos are. They're very charitable, but that means that now you're in debt to me. If I've done this for you, it's free tit for tat. You've got to do something for me, which puts you in debt to me now that I've spent money on you, which is actually like the biggest turn off ever in a friend or a partner. Absolutely horrible. And after that, it was just like I couldn't really respect this person anymore because I'd seen their true side and it was just nasty. When you see the true side or the dark side of any of the zodiac, get the fuck out, especially with Leos, because they're so narcissistic. You cannot work with a narcissist. You cannot change a narcissist. You cannot improve. Nothing is going to work. The only thing that you can do is to leave. You need to run. You need to get in the opposite direction and get away from them. No different to the Aries. When that ram's chasing you, you run, okay? That's how they are. It's just their nature, you know, and you can't ask the sun to not be the sun because that's what it is. It illuminates everything. That's what they do. And that's how they see the world. They can't change that. You know, that's how they are. Now, Leos as parents. Leo women as mothers tend to favor their sons over their daughters because Leo is a masculine energy in general and it tends to be hypercritical of their daughters. But with their sons, they kind of put their sons on this pedestal because of that masculine energy, and they see their sons as like, you know, the prince that they'll kind of always, you know, look after and take care of and really like mother them and nurture them in a really kind of mummy dearest kind of sick way. I've seen that a lot. There is actually, and I don't say this lightly, but there is actually the Oedipus complex where a man fell in love with his own mother, which is a really sick and twisted mythical fable. And that's actually very a Leo thing. The Leo sees it as spoiling their son, loving their son. Their son or daughter of a Leo child could be an absolute nightmare, a monster to deal with. But to a Leo, they are their little angel. And if you were to ever, like, if they got a phone call from the school and the school said your son is hurting other kids or is being mean, they wouldn't believe it. They could, no, not my little Johnny or Susie. Absolutely not. It's not true. Even though they fucking know it's true. Their son is a monster and they're out of control. Leos lack boundaries with parenting. It's just what Leo parents do sometimes. They overlove and overindulge and they have no boundaries over their kids, and their kids are just little running, getting no sense of concept of no. And this is actually a really cruel thing. I see this a lot around like Asian families, Indian families, Greek and Italian families are very guilty of this bullshit, where it's like they got that mummy, I love my mummy bullshit, where they just want to stay at home for as long as they can because they're on such a good wicket, they're on such a good deal living at home, and mum does my washing, mum takes care of me, and they might even like end up living in the basement. But the problem is the Leo parent sees it as, I just love my son so much, or I love my daughter so much, but they're actually creating codependency with their child, which leaves the child completely helpless in the real world, because outside of that dynamic, the child can't do anything on their own. They're completely useless in the real world, and they're but easy prey. It weakens their children. It's really quite destructive behavior. Oh my God. So the Leo's ruling part, like I said, is the sun. That's their heart. It's the center of the solar system. And that's just like how they generally see everything. The sun is what it is. It is the most powerful force. It illuminates everything. And a Leo female can't really understand why she doesn't have many female friends, because in her eyes, they're always betraying her or they're jealous of her. As far as she's concerned, Leo men are always going gaga over her. They're always caught up in the rapture of her. That's just how they are. They can't see anything outside of themselves. They really are that way inclined. But yeah, they look, for the most part, a dark-sided Leo can be an absolute nightmare to deal with. And what else? I just grabbed my phone and go through my notes that I had. They love the color red. Obviously, it's a power color. Any type of decadence, overflowing. Think of like flowers, banquets, they're attracted to kind of a gothic kind of aesthetic. I had a Leo that lived across the road from me years ago, and he was completely delusional. He even told me that he was related to the royal family, which was just not true. I've never really met many Leos that just don't love the concept of royalty, where they are like, you know, and it's very scary with a Leo narcissist because you have to kind of tread very trepidously with them. You have to kind of walk on eggshells around them because you can't really tell them the truth. If you tell them the truth, it'll hurt their feelings and they could turn on you. So you've got to be kind of like really, really careful about how you interact with them without them blowing up on you. And particularly if they are in royalty, because they have this access to unlimited power and funds and strength. And if your employment is dependent on a Leo, you have to kind of befriend them. So it's quite scary that way. I was watching a movie the other day just on Netflix, which was called The Devil's Double, which was the double that was, you know, hired to be Saddam Hussein's son's body double. And oh my God, if you get a chance, watch that film. It is not for the faint-hearted, but that right there, Saddam Hussein's son, although I Googled his date of birth, he's a Gemini, but I just looked at that and go, oh, by the way, Geminis are the most fucked up and scariest of all of them. But I Googled that sign and I just thought that behavior that he was, you know, his whole persona was a total Leo. So you've got to be very careful when you challenge them. Because they can be quite sadistic as well. They'll hurt animals. They've got to assert their dominance over everything. Leos are the biggest skiters. They love to brag about everything. They love name dropping like I got to see this Beyonce. I got to meet this star. They love that shit. They're peacocking. That's what they are. They're just big peacocks. You know, that's what they are. You've got to shower them with roses and gifts, and you've got to make sure that they get everything. All their needs have to be met. That's how, as far as they see it, as long as they're good, you're good. That's how they see it in a relationship. And they move very quickly as well. So Leo being fire, it consumes everything. Fire burns everything down. Even if it's something beautiful, it'll just burn it down. And they're brats. A lot of Leos are bratty as hell. So, you know, that child mentality, they grow bored of things and they grow tired of things very quickly. So as soon as you've lost your shine and they've done their dash with you, they'll be onto a younger version of you. You'll be quickly replaced. Don't doubt that. So yes, Leos do refuse to be shamed. And if you shame a Leo or if you say something that hurts them, which would obviously be attack or dethroning them, that's the only way to to fuck up a Leo, you've got to overthrow them. And they will not go down without a fight. So heavy is the head that wears the crown, yeah? So they'll go and they'll like shut down. They'll be quiet for a couple of days, weeks. They'll sulk. They'll lick their wounds. That's how they are. They've got to kind of take the time to heal. But they really just want fans and enablers. Like I said, they're like Mean Girls, like that character. A lot of Leos probably idolize that character, Regina George from Mean Girls. They probably love that character. They just want to be her. They love to show off their Rolexes. A lot of them have to also run for like local government. A lot of them love to be like politicians. Politician energy is very Leo. Running for their local council. In a family dynamic, a Leo will set themselves up as like the matriarch or the patriarch of the family. So they'll be in charge of their parents' finances. So you've got to go through them to get the money. So that way they can be the center of attention. A Leo will upstage their own family's funeral. They'll make the funeral all about them. So they'll get up there at the eulogy. Keep the microphone the fuck away from a Leo when they've had a few drinks. Because a Leo will never get off that microphone. Once they've got that attention and everyone's looking at them and talking about them or listening to what they have to say on the microphone, you won't be able to get the microphone out of their hands. They'll destroy the wedding. They'll take the wedding completely down. I've actually seen that firsthand myself. So the aim of the game with most Leos is to get you in debt to me. If I did something nice for you, you've got to pay me back. Like I said, they've got a God complex. Let me say that again. Can't say that enough. There is a God complex going on with the Leo. That's just how they are. They love to go for very busy clothing. If it's a girl, it'll be very feminine, like floral patterns and colors, lots of flowers. They love that kind of nature stuff, which is quite beautiful on a Leo. If it's a male, it's got to be very geometric. Or very simple. They'd kind of even really base to that kind of hermetic or occult look as well, because it makes them look powerful. So that type of patriarchal energy. Leo energy in its darkest sign is a racist. They are an elitist. That's how they are, straight up. Think of the movie Django Unchained and think of Leonardo DiCaprio's character that he owns the plantation farm with all of the slaves. That is a dark-sided Leo right there. Now, Leos generally, their undoing is their own greed. These guys can bite off more than they can chew, and they always promise to deliver more than they can, putting themselves further and further into debt. So a Leo would probably be looking for a partner that could help clear their debt as well, because going out with a Leo is you have to take on their debt as well. So you can cut those credit cards up as quickly as possible. That's how they are, but they'll be barely paying off the minimum on their credit cards and just going week to week. But they'll still be getting on that line. Online spending is terrible. You know, keep them away from the online spending because they're just shocking like that. But yeah, I've even seen in the darker side of Leo, Leos that pretend to have cancer. They love to pretend to have cancer. So they'll pretend that they, that they are very sick so they can get lots of attention. That's very Leo as well, even if they don't. And if you ask them for any type of proof of that, they'll blow up on you and turn on you. Leos love charity work. So just like the Aries, they love to be seen as charitable. It only puts them in a position of helping someone else. So it's a power play. Don't be fooled for a second. They don't give a fuck. And they get all that money back in tax. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Oh my God. What else am I thinking? So think of God complex. Yeah, cabaret. I think I've kind of, they've got a very aristocratic side to them. So overindulging. It's got to be rubies, Bentleys. Think of Marilyn Monroe. That's like Leo energy. That's kind of what it is. That's how they work. They love to be, positions of like being a president and, so it's a lot of, and Leos as bosses are terrible as well because they'll try and make advances on you. And if you don't if you don't give into their sexual advances, they'll probably cut your shifts back or even fire you or undermine you. That's a very Leo thing. Oh my God, I have covered so much in this in this video. Oh my God, I need to have a nap. That is the dark side of the Leo. Fucking hell. Nailed it. If you thought I didn't, please let me know in the comments below. If I missed anything, let me know below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. And yeah, I just wish you guys the absolute best. Please note, this is only for the darkest of the dark. We're only looking at the dark, okay? We're not looking at the light and fluffy stuff, which is what we are usually getting on, these channels. So I will let you go, and I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light after doing such a dark video. But this was Leo's dark side, and we are at 1 hour, and I hope you enjoyed. Next, we are doing either Taurus or Virgo. Please come and find me on Instagram at Goliath Tarot Deck, and I will, I respond to DMs. Okay, bye.